So joining me now, I have got a very incredible, talented man himself, Kelvin Jones. We hear so much about you. You know, Sony have gone on about you. They sent you up here, and you know, how does it feel being in Newcastle?
It's my second time here, and the last time we came here, the only thing we did was go to Frankie and Benny's and play a show at the university. So it's kind of surreal to come back and be opening for James.
Well, Frankie and Benny's is just over the road, so
exactly.
You go out there.
Far. Yeah, we didn't go too far.
It's like the after party afterwards.
That's real rock star life.
So obviously, you know, it's what, 2 years since the track went viral on YouTube, or coming up to 2 years. Call You Home, became, you know, a sensation. It was funny that, you know, a UK artist, you became big in America before the UK. How did that work?
Yeah, it's kind of weird because, like, you know, so the song, basically, for anyone who doesn't know, I recorded this song, put it on YouTube, and then it went viral over Reddit and YouTube. Gained, I guess, 1 million views in a day or so, and because it went viral on Reddit, which is usually like largely American site, a bunch of American people knew about me, and I'm here in England. And in fact, my manager, who you know, people manage me now, got in touch and said, "Hey, so are you ever in England?" I'm like, "Yeah, I live here." You know, so yeah, it's very, very weird. But now we're getting like a huge fan base kind of coming up in the UK.
Because you mentioned obviously the track went on Reddit, but you know, there's so many artists, bands put their music on YouTube. You know, there's some incredibly good stuff on there that doesn't always get noticed by the right people. But do you think it's fate? Do you think, you know, the right person saw it at the right time, and you know, it was your chance, or do you think, you know everyone's got the same opportunities?
It's no, everyone doesn't have the same opportunities. I don't think that's the way it is, unfortunately. But I think, I mean, somebody smart once defined luck as like opportunity meeting hard work. So I think if the song wasn't good enough, or if I wasn't good enough, then that opportunity could have come and I would have missed it, and I wouldn't be here. I'd still be in university or whatever. So I think sometimes you get a chance and you just got to grab it, and that was my literally 8 hours of a chance to figure out what's going on, and that was it. Yeah.
I want to ask about that video as well. Everyone probably asks you about this video. Technically, you weren't in space, were you? I think it was 99.9%. I don't know if anyone's ever broke that to you, but you weren't technically in space. But what was that? How real was that? I mean, obviously, at first I thought it was a Photoshop trick. Maybe, you know, some video editing skills. There was a TV dangling from, was it a weather balloon or somewhere up in space? And first of all, how did they get that to work? And I mean, was that whose idea was it? And how did you get involved in that?
So, I unfortunately wasn't the mastermind behind this. If anyone doesn't know, I did this video, the video for Call You Home, my song, it's basically a TV that we sent into space. And the thing that's really cool about it to me is that we actually put a TV in space. There's no CGI, there's no Photoshop. I didn't come up with the idea. This director called Joe Connor came up with this idea, and he was like, "Do you want to put a TV in space?" And I was like, "Yes." That sounds like something that would be pretty amazing. And there's some magic and some tricks behind the scenes that I can't reveal. The only thing I can say is that it's 100% real.
You've got me thinking about that now. I'm trying to think, you know, how that's been done. But that was so clever. I mean, I don't think anyone's ever done anything like that before, have they?
No, not as far as I could tell. And it was, I mean, that was what was cool about it, that no one had done it before. But it was also the idea that, I don't know, that we weren't making just another music video. It was like, this is something that people can just watch even if they don't like the song, you know? Yeah.
New album's coming out very soon. What's it like for you at the minute? Obviously, this tour's just giving it a last bit of publicity before it comes out, but, you know, how's it looking behind the scenes? I'm assuming it's all 100%.
Yeah, no, we finished it in fact, it's come out in Germany, Switzerland and Austria already. It's just coming out in UK and the rest of the world now. So it's done, and I'm really, really happy with it. And it's a weird kind of feeling when you've finished something that you're so proud of, and it's not come out, and you're not sure how people will take it, and also you're not even sure if people will get to hear it, you know? So it's a weird, nervous excitement kind of feeling that you'd expect, yeah.
Are you the kind of guy that would write maybe 40, 50 songs for an album and pick 10? Is that how it's worked with this process?
I'm the kind of guy who would write maybe 100, 200 and then pick 10. Not on purpose. It just kind of gradually built up. like I just wrote so many songs that weren't good enough, and then like there were 10 that I really, or I guess 15 or 16 that I really, really loved, and there's still like a bunch left over that I'm like, wow, I could still use these songs. But it just made sense. Those 16 just made sense together as well, like as a story. So it was, that's why I chose them.
I often wonder what happens to those songs, because some artists just release them, don't they? I mean, Kendrick Lamar's just released an album that's basically used as leftovers. Some artists just put them out for free.
What's it called?
Untitled Unmastered. It's just come out last week.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, definitely. You need to check that out. It's coming out on CD as well. But some artists just put them out on the internet, and they're not even bothered about if it's mastered or not. But what's going to happen to your? I mean, you said you've got over 100 tracks. So do they just get unheard of, or do they come out?
Has anyone got a CD?
Is this an exclusive, by the way?
This is an exclusive, actually. I don't know if I should do this, but
the record label are not watching this, okay? It's
exactly.
Like nobody from Sony can say.
Sony knows this, so I'm just going to do that. But I'll just cover up the name. But there is this isn't the fancy one, but there we go. But I put like an EP together myself, just in my room, of some of the songs that were left over, just so I have something to give to people after I finish the show and be like, check out my music before my album comes out. And
Sony do not know you do that.
I haven't done it.
You haven't done it.
I haven't done it.
Hasn't happened yet.
Didn't happen.
Didn't happen. But a nice little treat for the fans.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah.
So just tell us a little bit about the industry itself. You're obviously getting yourself quite waist deep in the industry at the minute. So you've been around, becoming a bit more experienced, and doing shows practically for a living every day now. So, it's your day job. Have you woken up to it? Is it, there's no going back now?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of. That's one way to look at it. To say like there's no going back, but to me it's almost like I hope I don't go back. It's kind of like clinging on to this thing, and there's this thing that like you said, you're playing every like a day job, playing a show every night, but every single night it's like the only thing that matters is that show, and I go on and it's like I'm playing to make sure I get to play the next night. That's what it feels like to me. Like I play, and it's like that's the only thing that matters. I want people to enjoy it more than anything else, and then hopefully next night they'll let me do it again.
I heard a rumour that you were out busking today. Was that true? Were you really doing that?
Yeah, man. We're trying to go into every town that because this is my first time kind of going around UK, and I want to just every town that I go into see what the people are like, play some music, and just kind of. I don't know, just it's the most raw way of playing, I feel like, I never really got a chance to do it before, but it's like just playing and people literally in that second deciding if they care or not. They haven't paid anything, they're just like, no, I don't like it, and they walk away, or I like it and they stay.
Well, they chuck the pennies in the case.
Chuck the pennies, and we're millionaires, so yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of like that time, I don't know if you saw it, Ollie Murs did it. He went undercover and did some busking for another radio station to put makeup on. No one knew it was Ollie Murs, and he made a killing, man.
Seriously? Wow. I mean, I don't mean to sound so shocked, he's great. But like...
Ollie Murs?
Seriously? Him? No. Yeah, it's kind of... It's an interesting thing, busking, because it's like... It depends on so many factors, where you are... where you're doing it, what the weather's like, what kind of town it is, what the people are like, and if everything comes together. I mean, we busked in a place called Reel in Wales, and had a bunch of people just kind of like lined up wanting to find out what's going on, because everything just kind of came together like a perfect storm, Yeah.
I mean, we're just talking about your early life. You said that you didn't even play the guitar for like 4 or 5 years ago, and then you just suddenly learned. Was that just literally reading up on it? How did you teach yourself in that such a short period of time?
I don't know what the exact phrase is, but it's like obsession is the mother of invention or something. But it's like vaguely similar. For me, that's what it was. Obsession. It was just, and it is just kind of a disease, for lack of a better word. I figured, a way to express myself without words, which I find so cluttered, and I managed to bypass words, and I was like, well, this is the way that I'm going to express myself, and just kind of did it every single day, every single night. My parents would be like, turn off the guitar, like just, turn the amp down, go to sleep, and I'd turn the lights off, and then I'd turn the amp off, and I'd just be quietly playing in my bed, just kind of practicing scales and stuff. And yeah, it's just that obsession, I think, is what can really help you to just get to the point where you're at least trying to get to. Not even close, but yeah.
And how does it feel officially to be the second most famous person from Stevenage after Lewis Hamilton?
You know,
Did you know in his local supermarket he's got his own car park space?
are you serious?
They get the council there gave him his own car park space because he was Lewis Hamilton.
Why don't I know that? Why do you?
You need to put an application in.
That's amazing.
Right at the front.
That is what I want. I want the one next to it. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else. Oh no! I'm the third. I'm sure I'm like way worse.
One more.
There's Ashley Young, the footballer. So there's like, I don't know.
But he dives all the time, doesn't he?
So do I on stage, but that's a little stage dive joke. Yeah, I don't know. It's what's cool is I do these shows before I go on tour. I do these like hometown shows, and it's just like the most fun. They're usually like some of the most fun shows because it's just like friends and family and people who just supported me from, like, I look out from the stage and I see people who knew me when I was 10 and they're just there like really, really supporting me. So yeah, it's like, I'm glad I've got that kind of base, that family behind me, you know.